UPF, the device is here. We're testing it out to see how how well it looks. So we're doing it in daylight. We're gonna come back later on at night, see how quality of it. So let's ring the doorbell. It captures. All right, this is the night mode. So if somebody's gonna ring the bell or try to remove it in any kind of way, you're gonna see the actual capture. So this is the night mode. Hope you guys like it.
Today we're going to bring a wireless free video doorbell. It's a 2K version. We're going to open it up and see what you get. But first, I want to let you guys know that the vendor was kind enough to send this out for us for review. So let's take a look at it. All right, first of all, this is very important. You're going to need the application to download the app, all right? It's before you install it. So just make sure you do that. Some applications require you to register. Now, there's two ways you can save the actual video. One, you could buy the cloud services, or the other one, an micro SD card you could save up, all right? And automatically will save all your documentation, all your videos, anybody that's on the doorbell. We're going to talk a little bit more details on that. A charging station, it's a micro USB to A, if you guys can see that. They give you a couple screws, Allen wrench to remove some of the components. And of course, they give you drywall or also cement wall screws. If you guys can see, this is the unit itself. There is a screw in here that you need to remove if you want to remove this. This is for theft proof, all right? Now, they give you a 3M, a very strong 3M sticker that you can apply into the back of the actual wall or where you're going to set up if you want to drill anything. And then this is actually a lock screw, right? So they won't steal this part because this is, it could be removed in certain ways. Now it has to be facing down so the water won't actually penetrate or hit any of the lenses. Now this is for ortho graded, so you're okay if it rains and shines on in front of it. There's some sensors and there's a doorbell here button pretty much that you have to do. If you guys can notice, there is a speaker set up in here because there's a two-way speaker too also. And this is the actual doorbell unit that when they ring the bell, you'll hear it inside your household. All right, let's remove the doorbell system itself so you can actually charge it. Because you do have, this will last you for a couple of weeks. Depends on the usage, to be honest with you. Some of them last for months if there's not that much usage. But if you have a lot of deliveries, then you're gonna have a problem. You're gonna have to keep charging it. Now they do sell other units for this that you could actually charge it wirelessly. And let's take a look at the back end first, all right? On the back end, if you guys can see, you can see where the micro SD card goes, where you have to charge it. It's off right now, and then you turn it on. And then there's an actual alarm setup and a reset button, all right? So that's pretty much what you get in here. So right now we're gonna crank it up and we're gonna start looking for it in our phone. So when you download the application, you have to either register it or if you create an account, it'll automatically log in. So once we have it in there, we ready to set up the actual system. All we gotta do is, this is so seal it up, make sure we turn it on. And then we just look for the actual application. So just to make sure, you're gonna have to be at 2.4 hertz. You cannot be at the 5 hertz, all right? So you have to change your wireless setup for the 2.0, right? So let's go ahead and do that first. And we're just gonna open it. From here, you just hit add. And you got to make sure you're at the 2.4 hertz. It cannot work at 5 hertz, all right? So you add the device and it'll ask you on the list of devices, when you go into add devices, it's going to ask you a list of devices. You will have to go to the bottom where it says video doorbell 2K, all right? And that's where you actually have to hit that. It'll automatically distinguish from the system. Now, this device, it records at 2K, but you could actually change it down to save more of the battery, more of the actual memory card. If you want, you could go lower resolution if you want. It's an option. So once we're in there, we could change the settings on the application itself. Device, we could change the name. We could change the device. We could put it in quiet time mode so it won't ring or anything else, because when it rings, it makes noise every time something passes. You could program it to distinguish from your dogs and any kind of movements. But this is great for those that are getting a lot of boxes from Amazon that are getting stolen. This is a great device. It gets in 2K, real sharp quality. I'm gonna take a look at it. I'm gonna put it outside, see how it looks, all right? So let's go ahead and do that. So on the other end, when they do ring the doorbell, you could answer and say, hello, test 1, 2, 3, and you could talk to them. And then you could turn it off too. And it's a two-way communication to talk to them through your actual device. You could do a voice response too, and then just send the messages out, or you can mute them if you want. But this is an outlook, a very great view of outdoors, if you guys can see that. So really simple, and then you could just turn it off and hang up.